In this video, I'll show you exactly how I make $26,000 every single month with YouTube without ever showing myself or without ever creating the videos myself. And just as an example, so you know I'm not bullshitting, here's one of my channels making $4,000 a month. As you guys can see here, I can even refresh this so you can just see this is completely real. Now you're probably asking yourself, who is this guy and why should I even listen to him? I can show you that now. So I'm Steffen, I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars with Faceless YouTube channels, and I've also helped hundreds of other people do the same. For example, here Martins, who have helped to make $31,000 in one single month. He, by the way, started with me around about 7 months ago. Then we have here another student doing $18,000 a month, another one doing $12,000 a month, and many, many more. Now, if you're interested in getting the exact same results, just check out the first link in the video description. Book a call with me personally and I will see if I can actually help you. And then we also do have a completely free Skool community with a completely free course. Will be the second link in the video description. With that being said, let's get started. So let me first explain to you the whole YouTube system, all right? Because that's extremely important to understand if you actually want to get into this, all right? So firstly, if you want to start a YouTube channel, right? Or if you want to get into this, the first thing you need is a video idea, right? That's something you will learn throughout this video, how to pick an idea, how to pick a niche, how to do all of these things. Then we create a video. Now for video creation, you can either create the video yourself or you can actually hire freelancers to create the video for you. So that would mean you would hire a scriptwriter, a voiceover artist, a video editor, and a thumbnail designer. Now, many of these things can also be kind of outsourced to AI, but that's also something we'll get to, all right? Then we kind of take that video that, you know, has been created by the freelancer, we upload it to YouTube. So we basically create a brand new channel for completely free, and we upload the Faceless videos to YouTube. Then we make money from that channel. So we monetize the videos through ads, right? There are a bunch of different ways how you can monetize a YouTube channel. Also get to that in a bit, all right? So let me first explain the biggest difference between a, personality channel and a faceless channel. So for personality channel, you actually have to show your face and you have to have a really entertaining personality, if I can say it like that. Then for faceless channel, you don't need any of that. So you literally just look at what do people want to see, post videos about that, right? So the first thing for personality channel, you need to be in front of the camera all the time, and the channel is dependent on your personality, so it's not very delegatable, all right? Just as an example, Mr. Beast couldn't just replace himself and let someone else film the video. That wouldn't work. Now for a faceless video or for a faceless channel, and that's why these are so extremely powerful, you just hire a team to create the content for you. You can delegate literally all the work. You can scale quite quickly if you want to. No, you don't need to appear in front of any cameras. And these faceless channels can be sold for a lot of money, all right? So I can just show you guys, for example, just as an example, wait. I just want to show you guys for how much some of these channels are actually being sold, just so you guys know. And that's why I always say, like, YouTube is probably better almost than real estate, but it's always good to, let me just go do it like this. And I hope this channel or this video isn't gonna buy and sell. Man. By the way, sorry, this video is completely uncut, so if you can't deal with something like this, just go off this video. All right, so here we can just see $260,000, $700,000, $130,000, $300,000. These are all faceless YouTube channels that are actually being sold, right? So here we can just see, why can I open this? Okay, I don't know, maybe there's a glitch or something, but faceless YouTube channels can actually be sold. And that's why I like it way more than, for example, real estate, stuff like that, because your upfront cost is way smaller to actually get into it. And it's basically like real estate. If you have one channel built up, like for example, this channel runs and runs and runs and kind of pays a rent every single month. And if you sell it, it's like selling a house, right? So it's kind of digital real estate. Now, how the YouTube ecosystem looks like is very simple. So first we have the creators, then we have YouTube, and we have the advertisers, all right? So The creators are basically channels or people who create content for YouTube, and advertisers are basically brands and companies that pay YouTube to run advertisements. All right. Now, content creators receive about 55% of YouTube's ad revenue, which is more than any other platform outside, like any other platform actually pays their creators. In 2024, YouTube's global advertising revenue amounted to approximately $64 billion US, right? With a B, not a M. Then, what basically happens is that YouTube, or the advertiser, basically comes to YouTube with money. They pay YouTube. YouTube then pays the creators and takes the rest of the money. All right. This is kind of how the whole YouTube ecosystem works. Now, how can you actually now make money with YouTube? Very simple. So you first need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. Then you can put ads on your videos. Now, I know this sounds a lot, but something I can just quickly show you guys is that some of our students literally hit this in 20 days. So it should be extremely easy, especially if you, for example, work with me, right? Now, how much can you earn? So before we go into that, there are two terms you first have to know. So CPM is just cost per 1,000 views, how much advertisers pay for every 1,000 views or impressions on their ad. And then RPM is revenue per 1,000 views, how much you actually earn per every 1,000 views. Now with a $5 RPM, right, which is kind of average, we kind of look for niches with a higher RPM, but with 1,000 views, you would get $5, 10,000 views, $50, 100,000 views, 500,000, that would be crazy, $500, then 1 million views, $5,000, 10 million views, $50,000. So if you do the calculations, you literally only need 2 million views, right, to make 10K a month with YouTube. Right? And keep in mind, you're posting videos about something that people anyway want to watch already, right? Just as an example, this channel here has 900,000 subscribers. So this is a bigger channel. This channel is still, though, not really old. So it's around about 1 year old. And if we look here, this one video here got 10 million views and probably generated between $50,000 and $100,000 from one single video that probably costed around about maybe $50 to create. Imagine. All right. So yeah, this channel is around about getting 13 million views, 13 million views a month and making between, I would say like $50,000 and $100,000 a month, which is just insane. All right. So now that we understand the whole YouTube automation system, which is extremely important to understand, so you actually know what you're going to do. Now let's actually move into the steps. Like, what exactly are you going to do? So step one is basically choosing a profitable long form niche. A niche in easy words is the topic you're going to post videos about. So it could be cars, cats, animals, whatever you kind of want to post videos about, whatever you are interested in. Trust me, there's literally anything and everything out there, right? There are multiple ways to find a good niche, but I'll show you the homepage method today. So I'm just going to show you guys how that whole thing works in a second. But before that, here's some important characteristics of a good niche. I always say, like, how do you want to look for a niche if you don't yet know how a good niche actually looks like? So that's why I'm first going to show you some good characteristics, which would be number one. There are under 5 smaller channels creating content in this niche that are constantly getting more views than they have subscribers. This means there's high demand and low supply. Something you have to always keep in mind if you think about going into YouTube or starting to build faceless YouTube channels. YouTube is a market, right? And every market has demand and it has supply. And we kind of want to find a gap in between these two, and the gap we actually want to go ahead and fill. All right. Then there are no channels with over 100,000 subscribers. Very important. For example, if you go ahead and you want to compete with this channel here now, going to be very difficult. Why? Because YouTube already trusts this account. So it's going to be extremely difficult for you to really compete against that channel. All right. Then there are no smaller channels failing. Very important, because if there are already like a bunch of small channels failing, what specifically would make your channel stand out, right? What reason can you give YouTube to actually, say like, hey, okay, we're going to push out his channel. So always make sure about this. Then the niche is not older than 6 months. We don't want any old niches, because in most, if it's the case, there will be channels with over 100,000 subscribers and also a bunch of small channels failing. Then I can create better content than my competitors. Very important. The cool thing here is that you can actually hire a team that can create better content. All right. Then am I actually interested in this niche? This is not a must. As long as you build a team that actually has interest. Then is the niche monetizable? Very, very important. And then a must-have tool if you do niche research is NextLev. You can just check out, I'll link it below this video. You can check it out. Awesome tool, if I can say it like that. All right. It's gonna make your life way easier. And I'll show you guys in a second how that whole tool works. But for now, let me show you very quickly how the homepage method works and how you can actually do niche research. So I'm just going to switch accounts on this side. But what you're basically going to do is you're basically going to create a brand new YouTube account, which you're only going to use for doing research or niche research. All right. Exactly like this account here, which I'm going to show you now here. Exactly like this account. So here you can see this is literally a niche research account. Boom. Here we already have something extremely interesting. So as we can see here, damn, this channel is doing quite well. So as we can see here, we'll get to that. But what we're essentially going to do is we're going to, sign into an account like this. And then you can literally type into the search anything. So for example, history, just as an example, finding a niche these days is extremely easy. But you're just going to keep your cursor on the video and have a look if it's a faceless niche or faceless video or not. If it's a faceless video,
tonight we wait.
We click on the video like that. Let me just make it quiet. Boom. All right. So then while this video is playing, we can actually subscribe to the channel, like this video, and just keep on moving on and clicking on faceless channels the whole time, right? Here's another one, after hours history. This channel, 2,000 subscribers, 190,000 views. Might be a quite good one. No, it's not that good. We're looking for more consistent views. But once we, click through a bunch of videos now, here through this and just a bunch of faceless channels, we train the YouTube algorithm to show us a bunch of faceless channels on our YouTube homepage. Now, I haven't even done it very long on this account here, but here we already have something interesting. All right. So 600 subscribers. And it already has one video here with 21,000 views, which might be an extremely good sign. All right. And you will see that YouTube is going to show you a bunch of videos in your exact niche. Now, if we look at this, for example, you can also go very broad with that account. If you find something, always subscribe to it. Now, on this account, we have already optimized it. We can see there are a bunch of faceless videos. So faceless video, faceless video, faceless video. And if we look here, YouTube is actually even giving or showing us channels that we haven't even subscribed to yet. That's why I say it's extremely easy to do niche research these days. As we can see here, Daily Skill, 6 videos, 2,000 subscribers. Channel is literally 2 days old. This is crazy. Channel is 2 days old. Insane. All right. So let's see what else we can find here. Discovery future. Now, something I want to show you guys very quickly with NextLev. So I just want to show you the functions that it has. So let's click here on videos, then on analytics. Let's see. So we can, for example, see with NextLev what the RPM is, what all of these kind of things is. Why is it important? It's important because then we know, like, hey, this is the RPM and this is how many views I need to get to be able to get to my goal, right? So that's why it's extremely important. So let me just let this load and then we know what the RPM of this channel, just as an example, is. Might be that it loads a bit longer. So let's see. Hopefully it doesn't load that long because all my videos are uncut. And I don't, okay, so you can see $7 RPM. So this channel has gotten 23 million views. So this channel probably made round about, let's say $150,000. In the last, let's have a look, in the last 2 years, $150,000 from one single faceless YouTube channel. Crazy. Okay. So now we know how to choose a profitable niche. You have the checklist here. Always use the checklist when you're doing niche research. All right. Then we actually need, step 2, which is the channel foundation, the branding, all of these things. So the channel name should always be relevant to your niche, which is extremely important. Then you just have a simple icon as a channel logo. You can even generate these logos with ChatGPT these days. So you can literally go ahead. I think I have a video on my channel where I show you guys how to do that. But you can literally generate a logo and a banner and all of these things with AI. Especially in the beginning, it's important to just do that because we want to have speed. Then a clean banner, just 3 to 6 words describing whatever you do on your channel. Then strong description with keywords. Most of this you can all do with AI. So you can literally just go ahead and ask ChatGPT, hey, give me channel names, blah, blah, and it will give you that. All right. Then for channel description, this is extremely important. So YouTube obviously changes, but what we want to do is we want to explain what our channel provides or what our channel posts. Then the upload expectations, this is optional if you want to do it. The more human you show the channel is, the better your channel is going to perform. Trust me. All right. So you can mention that you're doing 3 videos a week or something like that. Then you just add a contact into the channel description as well, just to show YouTube that, just as an example here, just to show YouTube, let's see if, okay, so they don't even have that, but just to show YouTube that, you are a real human. Then if you do any, politics, finance, stuff like that, always add a disclaimer in your video description and then add social media links of relevant accounts. So what you want to do, you want to create like an Instagram account, a TikTok account, and so on with the channel name. And then you just take those links and post them onto or add them to your YouTube channel description. Why? As I've already said, like YouTube changed and it has a new AI that's kind of scans through channels and sees if the channel is just a content farm or what exactly the channel is actually about. And if you do this, YouTube actually sees like, hey, or this AI actually sees like, hey, behind this channel, there's actually a real human, which you want to have, right? All right. So then after we've set up our channel, after we, found our niche, step 3 would be the content strategy. Now for this, we kind of keep it extremely simple. So competitors are already show what works, right? So do not overcomplicate the process. Do not reinvent the wheel. Your competitors literally show what already works. All right. YouTube algorithm, YouTube's algorithm rewards proven formats. So if you just see here, just as an example, let's see the newest video. If you see these kind of formats, thumbnails, videos perform really, really well, why would you do something different? Right? The shortest path to growth is modeling winners and not guessing. So if you would go into this niche, just as an example, you would actually model whatever they are doing. So you would study their videos, you would study their pacing, their thumbnails, you would study all of that, right? Our goal is to build a consistent strategy based entirely on data, not vibes. Very important. So number 1, let's look at the competitive research list or checklist. So number 1, video length. All right. Extremely important. Identify 5 to 10 videos in the niche, like the top 5 to 10. So you would literally go here. Now, if a channel is older, you don't really want to go to the oldest video and, let's say, for example, this would be the most popular video. This was already 2 years ago. So look at recent outlier videos. Like, for example, this one, we can see these videos are very short, right? Then we record the average runtime of, a bunch of different, channels and their top performing videos. Note, does longer videos or do longer videos perform better or do shorter videos perform better? That entirely depends on your niche, because I get this question every single day. How long should my videos be? You have to look in your niche and look at how long are your competitive videos. You want to create videos that are at least 1.5x longer than the competitive videos. All right. Then video structure plus style. How do they actually open up the video? So you'd actually click on this video and have a look at how do they start their video, and you want to mimic that. All right. The pacing rhythm. Do they have fast cuts or is it a slow documentary? These are all things you really want to look into and, not copy it one-on-one, but study it, right? So you actually understand why a channel is even working, right? Then the voice style, is it AI? Is it human? Is it deep voice? What exactly is it? I always say, try to get a voice over art or a voice that is as similar as possible to your competitor channels. That's going to give you the best that you can do. Then visual formats, what are they doing? Is it like B-roll, maybe gameplay, maybe stock footage, maybe animations? What exactly are they doing? Write all of these things down. Then editing patterns. What kind of transitions do they use? What captions do they use? What effects do they use? What background music? All of these kind of things are little things, but they play a big role, right? So always look into these things. You need to study a channel before you start your own. Then for the thumbnails, what colors do they use? So for example, here we can see yellow color. Everywhere is yellow color, right? Are they faces or no faces? So here we can, for example, see no faces. It's a faceless channel, right? So no faces. Then number of elements, how much text do they use, or how many objects? Now, that's a difficult one. And what I would always recommend you guys to do is, as I've already said, do not reinvent the wheel. So if you look at, for example, Mr. Beast thumbnails, there will be no text and there will be 3 objects. For these kind of thumbnails, because it works in this specific niche, we can now just write down, this is how many words they use on average, and they just use a basic image. All right. Then do they have style consistency across their channel, which this channel 100% has. If we look at the latest videos, we can see it's all the same stuff. All right. Then watch their top performers. What do their top performers have in common? So here's something what we will do here. Instead of looking at extremely old top performers, like for example, this one, we'd look at the new ones like this, and this, and these ones. That's the videos we would look at, right? Because that is exactly what is currently working. That's not something that has worked 2 years ago. Okay. And then posting frequency. How many videos do they actually post a week? So we can see, for example, this channel here, they're posting around about maybe 1 video a week, something like that. Do they batch content? This is something you can't really watch, but this is something you can ask yourself. Can you batch content? All right. Then are the uploads seasonal or consistent? For a channel like this, they are consistent, right? Then performance patterns, which videos blew up, which videos flopped, what themes repeat across their winners. Now that's again something you want to look through this channel. For example, this video here completely flopped, but then again, this one 22 hours old, 500,000 views. So you want to try to understand, why did this one video flop and why did this one video actually perform well? That's something you need to try to understand. So turning your findings into strategies. Here are just our rules. So very basic rule, aim for 1.5x the average competitive video length. Why? Because you always want to beat them in average video duration. All right. That's, in my opinion, one of the most important parts when it comes to YouTube. Because why? YouTube is obviously going to push out the video that keeps someone on YouTube for the longest amount of time. And that's exactly what you do. If your video is longer, someone has the chance to watch your video for longer. All right. Why longer? So you will have a higher watch time. And the other thing is you will have a faster monetization, right? For example, if your competitors average 8 minutes, we make 12-minute videos, just as an example. Then for the video style strategy, use competitor openings as inspiration, match the pacing model. So fast, medium, or even documentary, very slow. Keep visual format consistent with the niche. Use better B-roll or cleaner visual AI visuals to stand out from your competitors, and then follow their structural beats, but improve clarity and storytelling. This is very important, and very few people actually focus on these 2 things. All right. Then for the thumbnail strategy, very simple rule, match competitor thumbnails very closely. Why? Because it works, right? There's not much to explain there. It works. Not as simple as possible, but as similar as possible. All right. Then keep the same color palette, same layout, style, similar levels of contrast, similar emotional expressions and tension. Reason, YouTube already trained the audience to click this style. All right. So it already works. We do not reinvent thumbnails. We replicate what viewers already respond to. Extremely important to understand, and many people do not understand this. Then for the posting frequency rule, very simple, match your competitor posting frequency 1-to-1. If they post 2 times a week, we post 2 times a week as well. At least we can also do more, right? If they post daily, we post daily. Why? Frequency sets the expectation for your niche. The outcome, we iterate. I'm going to skip this word. Some words are like easy to write, but very, very difficult for me to say. Into the current content rhythm, YouTube already rewards. All right. So then summary video length, 1.5 times the competitor average. Video structure modeled after top 3 channels or top 3 videos. Thumbnails nearly identical style to top performers. Posting frequency, same as niche leaders. Iteration, review analytics weekly and adjust. All right. So here we have our content strategy. It's I think easy to understand. I really hope you guys understand it. If you have any questions, by the way, just shoot them into the comments. I'll make sure to answer every single question. Then we come to content creation. So you have 3 options when we are approaching content creation. So either you can do it yourself, you can do the hybrid method where you do some of the work and freelancers do some of the work, or you can actually also fully outsource it. All right. Now, before we get into that, just very, very quickly, if you are interested in working close with me, just check out the first link in the video description where I'll build all of this together with you. Where we, for example, also helped one of our students make almost $24,000 in one single month. So just check out the first link in the video description, book a call with me personally, and I'll see if I can actually help you. All right, so let's actually look at the advantages and disadvantages. So first, the do-it-yourself. So the advantages are very basic. Basically, no costs, 100% profit, new skills, and you have full control over how your video looks. The disadvantages, though, are that it's not very scalable, extremely time-consuming. Learning takes a lot of time, and without you, you don't earn any money. Right? Then we have the hybrid method where you do some of the work and a freelancer does some of the work. Advantages, again, low costs. You do what you enjoy to do. So you can just hire someone based on whatever you do not like, right? Then you have a lot of control still. Now, the disadvantages are partially scalable, very time consuming, some capital required. Without you, there's no income. All right. Then we have fully outsourced. This is, to be honest, my favorite. So the advantages are as follows: not really time consuming because they create the content completely. So you don't have to create the content yourself. It's extremely scalable, still over 80% profit margin if you do it correctly. Then it actually gives you time freedom, and experienced freelancers actually do it for you. Without you, there's still income, right? This is exactly what makes YouTube automation so awesome. Now, the disadvantages is that it requires some capital, and you can, kind of calculate with round about, let's say $300 to $500 a month, right? Depending on what niches you go into. So yes, let's actually look at where we can hire each person. So for a thumbnail designer, one of the most important people, we can hire them on X. Will find really good people there. They could be more expensive though. All right. Then we have Fiverr, Upwork, and Discord. I typically hire from Upwork here. Find really good people there. Discord is also really good. Then we have the scriptwriter. I would highly recommend them to not hire them from Fiverr or so, but from Upwork or Discord. And for the script writing, you can also use AI. All right. So script writing could also be used for AI with ChatGPT, Claude AI, all of these different platforms. On this channel, I have a bunch of videos showing you guys exactly how to write videos with, or how to write scripts with AI. Then for the voiceover artist, you can hire them from Fiverr. That's what I typically do. Or you can just use ElevenLabs, which is a voiceover, AI voiceover generator, right? Amazing. Then for the video editor, we hire them from Upwork, X, or Discord. Now, I wouldn't hire the video editor from Fiverr, just because, to be honest, like some people have good experience with them, some not. But in my opinion, the Fiverr freelancers are already busy with so many clients that they're extremely slow. My opinion, but might be wrong there. Then, for the channel manager, this is not a must, and I wouldn't get a channel manager straight from the beginning. Maybe later on, if you already, have a bunch of channels running, then I would get it. But you can look in your friends group, right? Look if you can find a channel manager there. By the way, a channel manager gets around about 5% of the channel revenue and then a basic salary, right? You can also hire a manager from Upwork, or what you can also do, and what we do very often, is that we actually hire channel managers from our team, right? Script writers often make really good channel managers. So that's something we do. For the channel manager, it's just very important that he's very responsive, all right? And very active, okay? And very reliable, all right? So then we come to niche testing, because now we have our team, we have the videos, we have all of that. Now we actually need to test the niche to see if a niche is good or not. So I follow this exact process with every niche I get into to avoid spending money on videos that will never work. So a very quick fun story. So we had a student, he was with a different coach, and he was literally struggling and posting for 1.5 years. Right? Not into the right niche. And we literally just switched up some small things for his channel and twisting, the video topics, the niche. And we ended up taking him to $10,000 in literally 4 months. All right. To $10,000 a month in 4 months. All right. Since then, the guy has made over $200,000 in profit this year alone. So yeah. Keep in mind, if you're interested in getting the same results, check out the first link in the video description, book a call with me personally. All right. So let's actually have a look how this works. So if we want to test a niche, right, what we'll have to do is we'll have to get different YouTube accounts. So either a new account, a personal account. So let me explain the account. So a new account is basically a brand new account you can just create right now. Then we have a personal account. Most people just have one personal account. That's kind of the account that you use every day to watch YouTube videos. Then we have a aged account. This is just a very old account from like 2006 to 2009. They usually have a pretty good trust score, or even a pre-monetized account, which is a YouTube account that already has 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. They're also very, very cool. But I wouldn't recommend it if you're just starting out. All right. So then we kind of just go ahead and we choose 5 to 10 video topics. Make sure that you actually choose good video topics. All right. Not video topics that hundreds of people have already created videos about. Video topics that are good, that are not too old, and where not too many people created videos yet, right? Then in the beginning, we want to keep the videos as cheap as just possible. So we're going to use ChatGPT to write the script. We're going to use ElevenLabs for the voiceover. For the editor, we're going to use a freelancer. Now keep in mind, we don't need the most insane edits from the beginning. We can start very basic. I always say, if you have a good niche, your video will go viral, even if it's not the best video. All right. Then for the thumbnail designer, we either, hire a freelancer or just do it yourself. All right. Then always make sure that your videos are at least 1.5x longer, that the thumbnail and the title matches your competitor channel. So for example, if we would replicate this, make sure that your thumbnails and your titles are as similar as just possible to this exact channel, right? Because if not, that could be a reason why your channel fails. Okay. So let me show you guys what happens. So once all of this is done and the videos are done, then we actually go to posting. So what we do is we want to post not like a bot. So on day 1, we post 1 video, then we skip, then we post 1 video, then we skip, then we post 2 videos, then we skip, then we post 1 video. Usually you can already see within the first 5 videos, hey, is this channel going to work or not? Right? In most cases, what you will see is that not a lot is going to happen in the beginning, and then it's actually going to go up, because until you get to this point, you don't really spam out videos. Why? Because now you don't have any proof of concept yet. Once you get to this point where you actually start getting views, that's exactly where you continue posting. All right. Now, this process takes anywhere from 3 to 10 days. All right. That's how long. Sometimes it even takes way longer. I've had a channel where it took like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. If this happens here, right, then you actually go ahead and you can continue with your channel. Then you can start posting to your channel again, right? But let me actually just show you guys the second scenario, which can also always happen, is where literally nothing happens, right? If this happens, here are the reasons, all right? Because then you kill this channel. Okay. Reasons why a channel might fail is maybe your niche is just trash, right? And you have to be extremely honest when it comes to this, because otherwise, you're just going to waste your own time. All right. So the niche then could be the video topics, then the packaging, the video length, or you maybe just have a bad channel. All right. So that's why I always recommend, or I like to test on 2 different channels at once. Now, how we do that is we just post the exact same videos on 2 channels at the exact same time. All right. Okay. So in case of the channel failing, you literally just repeat this process and you start again from doing niche research and you go through this process again. I can promise you the people who go through this process the fastest are the people that actually end up making money quite quickly. I never want to say quickly because there is a learning curve and you have to learn a lot, but it is possible. If you repeat this process over and over and over and over again, you will learn so much, probably way more than watching another 10 YouTube videos. All right. So just get started. And you will have one channel that somewhere gets successful. Now, getting paid is very simple. So you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. Now, I know it sounds extremely I know it sounds a lot, but if we just look at this, one of our students got monetized in 20 days. And that's kind of the average that it takes our students. So you don't really have to worry much about that. Once you're monetized, on average, YouTube pays $5 per 1,000 views. So you only need 2 million views to make $10,000 a month with YouTube. As I've already explained, it's not that hard. If you post videos on topics people already want to watch, but there isn't that content, imagine, right? Yes, then there are obviously also other ways to monetize with YouTube. So you can do sponsorship deals. Just as an example, this can be a massive income stream. Then we have affiliate links. This doesn't fit for every single niche, but there are niches where affiliate links, for example, would work. For example, these tech channels, stuff like that. That's where affiliate links would work. Then we have, just as an example, digital products. We have, for example, a student who's making an extra 5,000 euros a month, literally by selling a ebook, right? So this can be extremely profitable as well. Set it up once and that can just keep on making money. All right. Then Patreon or channel members could also be quite cool. I've actually never done this before, but this is something you can do to kind of bring in some recurring revenue. Then we also have paid communities. We have one student, just as an example, he is in the self-improvement niche. We will now go ahead and create a paid community. And I think we can get that paid community to $10,000 a month quite quickly. This is exactly why I like YouTube automation so much, because you can really diversify your income with it. All right. So yeah, this was it with this video. Let me know if you guys have any questions to this whole process. If you do have, I'll answer every single question under this video. And then keep in mind, if you're interested in working close with me, just check out the first link in the video description. You can also pause this video and just read through all of these reviews or all of these testimonials. You can, by the way, if you're already running a channel, we also do work with people who already run channels. For example, here we took a student from $200 a day to $400 a day with literally just increasing the video length. So such a small change kind of doubled his revenue. And that's what we can maybe do for you too. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys learned a lot and we'll see each other in the next video.